it's Lindsay from My Crafty Plans. Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. Today I am ready to start getting ready for the new month, which is February. We are a few days from the end of January, and I am all ready to begin my monthly reset process. So I thought it would be really fun to bring you along with me and do this a little bit vlog style. I love getting all set up for the new month, and I'm so excited to share more of you with that than you can see when I'm just doing a plan with me. So as part of my process, I'm sitting right behind my monthly calendars right now, my big Kaleidoscope living ones. So as part of this process, we're gonna get those set up. I'm also going to be showing you tabletop of my planner, and we'll set up my monthly calendar. We'll also be working on my Moxie Life, my reflections for January, and my goals. My goal setting is going to be in a separate video so that you can see my full goal setting video, but I'll also be showing you some of the things that I do digitally and around the house to get all set up for the new month. This one, it feels like even more important because I'm just getting over being sick. The kids were sick. My husband's been sick. So it really feels like a huge, big reset. Like, let's get back into everything, make sure the house is all in order, make sure everything is where we want it to be. And one thing that I've decided for this year is that I kind of want to tackle one mini home or cleaning project each month when I do my monthly reset. I haven't decided what they're all going to be yet for the year. I really want to tackle my bathroom storage. Our master bathroom, I just have so many things crammed in like every single drawer, in the medicine cabinet, everything. I want to pull it all out, get it all cleaned up in there, and really just decide what it is I actually need to store in there and kind of clean that up and make it like a little bit more accessible. So that's gonna be my first project for my monthly resets, and something we'll work on together as well. It's currently Wednesday, January 29th. So the cleaning part of the things I'm going to tackle tomorrow, because Thursdays are my favorite day for cleaning things up in the house because they will already be clean. That is when our cleaning service comes. But for today, what I'm actually going to get started with is my planning, and I need to get my calendar set up. That's usually the first step. I like to see my month at a glance and really focus in on that. Of course, I do have that on my Google Calendar, which I will show you in my digital spaces, but that needs to be converted into my paper planner. I need to process all those events before I go ahead and set my goals. That way I know what's coming up for the month. I just got this new back of the screen monitor and I'm using it to film right now, but the stuff's all over my desk. So I'm just gonna clear that out of the way, kind of kick these stickers out of the way, and drag over my chair from my working desk, because that's what I was doing before I started working on this, was just doing some stuff for work. So I have my planner over here. These are my it's open to my weekly actions for this week right now. For this week, actually, I decided to skip a formal planning spread, and I just used my digital tools plus my handwritten weekly actions. But that's the first week that I've skipped in the planner. Again, I'm just bouncing back from being sick, and I really wanted to kind of focus in on the monthly stuff. So here were my January goals and my January calendar. So this is what we're going to work on. But for February, which is so exciting because February is my favorite month to do spreads for, because I love the Valentine's Day spreads. I already know what I'm going to do, but I got to pull my stickers out first. Then I'm going to flip you tabletop view and we can get planning. All right, if you said, Lindsay, you're definitely going to be doing Simply Gilded friendship bracelets, of course I am. This was my absolute favorite setup of last year, and I'm repeating it this year. So I've got the washies from the friendship bracelet release from Valentine's last year, plus some other things, and then all of the stickers that go with that, and we are just going to make the magic happen. I've also got like a bunch of pink and purple markers pulled out to do our color coding, but this is going to be sped up with a voiceover so that I can just quickly explain how my calendar works, so I'm gonna throw it over to that. The monthly calendar spread is always just like my most essential planning spread. I just like really, I don't know, I am definitely like a look at the big picture, look at the month person, and then kind of break it down into weeks and days. And I just really feel like I always want a good view of what's coming up. This is also always like one of my favorite places to decorate and sticker and just like have some fun with it. I love a monthly calendar, and I have done some kind of like monthly color coded calendar spread in a physical planner like since back in my bullet journaling days, like forever, really. So yeah, it's just like a fun really fun spread that's also super functional. I use 6 basic categories in here, although I've added some other kind of like elements as well this year. But my categories are appointments, work, kid stuff, house, finances, and other. So it doesn't exactly align to the Moxie Life areas because I do have like that separate kind of appointments category, which that can encompass like health and wellness stuff and personal stuff. It's just like, but importantly, I do need to know like when I need to leave the house and physically be somewhere. So I do like to have that just kind of flagged in my planner. But like work, I keep that to all my work meetings and work deadlines and all of that. And that gets a color. All of the kids stuff gets its own color. So it's like loosely based on the Moxie Life areas, just not exactly in the Moxie Life areas. It's just kind of like customized a little to make more sense from a scheduling perspective. Right now in my Google Calendar, which is what I'm looking at on my iPad off to the side to like transfer that over to my physical planner, I have actually been using like more strictly to the Moxie Life color coding. So like if I have a haircut, I'm counting that as personal, and that's gonna be yellow in my calendar. And if I have a doctor's appointment, that's gonna be in like a purplish color or a bluish color in my planner. And like, but the kids' doctor's appointments are in purple. I may like make some adjustments as we're living in it, but for right now, it's working pretty well. I kind of actually feel like I almost need like 2 colors for the kids. While sometimes I do that and actually have different colors for each of the children, but I feel like I need one that's like kids appointments versus like regular kids schedule. Although the regular activities are not going in this calendar for the same reason when I'll work on my Kaleidoscope Living, my wall calendar after this, the same reason that I'm kind of like doing that a little bit differently on those calendars. The kids just have so many activities, they're so scheduled, and if I put all the regular things in this spread, then I won't have space to see like the things that are out of the ordinary. But they are in my Google Calendar, where I just feel like digitally you have kind of like infinite space and you can kind of pile that on in there. So I do have like the full kids activity schedule in my Google Calendar, and then all of the appointments kind of on top of that. I look at this calendar multiple times per week, and always before I do my weekly actions and my weekly spread for the week. And I look at some kind of calendar, either this, my Google Calendar, the Kaleidoscope Living one, literally every day, multiple times a day. Again, I'm just like very much focused on the schedule and the calendars, and I find this really, really helpful. I also find that it's really helpful to write it down, even though I have it in a digital space. You will hear after this that I kind of caught some conflicts while I was going through this calendar. Another reason why this is very important. But so like at the beginning of each week, I will sit down with this calendar and transfer that into some kind of weekly spread. Just really want to make sure I stay on top of the things that I have to do and like the scheduled things that are coming up. It also helps me set weekly actions. Like if I know I'm going to have some kind of home appointment, are there other home things that I want to do before or after that? It just really helps guide me and help me move throughout my month and make sure that I'm working on the right things at the right time. I also add to this throughout the month. So like as I book new appointments, as things come up, as I get work meetings, I do go ahead and add that in, one, to my Google Calendar, but also here, so that way this stays really up to date. And even like workout classes, which I tend to book only like a few days in advance, that all will end up in here as well. I do just use like a dot marker for workout classes. That has been an addition for this year, and I do really like that as well. I could totally use the Moxie Life area colors in this calendar, but this is just also a really fun place to decorate. So I like to go with a theme and have a lot of fun with stickers and washi and that kind of stuff in here as well. So I've got this really cute Valentine's Day theme. Again, this was my favorite from last year. I'm just so into the Simply Gilded Friendship Bracelet stickers. So I really like, even, I don't know, in November, I knew that I was going to use this again. And I keep buying more of those stickers as well, just because I like them so much. And now I have them in all different like metal and everything, but I did stick with the classic gold here just because I wanted to use the washi as well. In real life, I like do not care at all about Valentine's Day. I mean, it's cute for like the kids or whatever, but I really just don't care about it. In my planner though, you would never know that. It's absolutely my favorite planner theme, and I just love to like go all out. You'll see like a lot of Valentine's Day theme spreads, pink and red spreads coming up in my planner, pink and purple and red. I'm just really into it as a planner aesthetic, more so than in regular life. All right, so as you just saw, I'm done my monthly calendar now, or the first of my monthly calendars now. I was hoping to get both of them done today, the KL one as well, my wall one, but this is my favorite spread, so I'm happy to invest the time in it. Like, it's just my favorite thing in my planner always, every month. But it always ends up taking me like so much longer than I think it's going to. And it's getting late in the afternoon now. So that is actually kind of all I'm going to get done for today in terms of the monthly reset. I'm going to clean up in here because it's a mess. And then I am going to just like go back to regular life, unfortunately, where I have to go drive my kids all of the places because that is my after school life these days. But then I will be back with you tomorrow, which will be Thursday, and we will tackle a bunch more stuff from my monthly reset. All right, I am back. It is now the next day, Thursday. It is January 30th, so I'm feeling in pretty good shape. Usually I like to have my calendars and my goals done like a little bit before this, but with just coming out of being sick and stuff, it just didn't happen. One thing though that I did notice when I was doing my February calendar yesterday that I had made a note of is that I actually had like a couple of conflicts on my Google Calendar that when I went to put them in my regular calendar, I was like, we have an appointment scheduled here, but we're actually going to be on vacation, so I need to change that. So I want to go through part of my digital routine now. So I'm over at my computer and I want to just check and make sure that I don't have any other conflicts on my calendar that I need to check on. Make sure I know if there's anything that I need to schedule, and I can go ahead and put that in my Notion template for like appointments that I have to schedule, anything coming up like that. I don't think we have anything, but I'm going to just like kind of check through things digitally. And then another thing that I do is I actually have an email flagging system. I use this like all of the time. So I just also want to go through all of my emails that I've flagged and see if there's anything that I can unflag, anything that I need to handle, anything like that. So I'm just doing that on I've got my Google Calendar open, my email, Notion, and just kind of checking through things there. And then I can add in anything I need to do to the calendars. And I wanted to do that before I did my big wall calendars. It seemed like I should probably figure out the schedule first. And then a couple of the things I had flagged in emails were actually tax related. So I went ahead and downloaded all of the tax documents that I can, saving them in the folder. Not everything's ready yet, and I'm not planning to do taxes till April. That way it's not sitting in my flagged emails. I've already downloaded the documents I need, and I can, let that email go. So all good there. The last thing that I want to do now is just double check all of the color coding on my calendar to make sure that everything is the right color that I want it to be. Sometimes if I add something on my phone, and then I'll forget to change the color later. I went back and forth with this a lot, but I already had a multi-calendar system. I have a calendar that I use just for me to see stuff. I have a calendar that is stuff that I also need to send to my husband. And then he has a calendar that's like his stuff that he sometimes puts on for me, or I sometimes put things on for him. So I didn't want that. Plus like holiday calendars and other things that I subscribe to. And I didn't want to have to add like 8 different calendars so that I could have that sync up with the Moxie Life areas or for the way that I use the color coding on my big calendar. I wanted that to be just like really simplified. And I also want it to look simple on my phone. When I'm looking at just like the very small screen on my phone, I don't want to see like 900 different colors because my brain can't process it on that small of a screen. On my iPad and on the computer, I want to see all of the colors. But on my phone, I just want to like know what's on for the day. Keeping my existing calendars, which is basically stuff that just I can see and stuff that I'm sharing with my husband. If I keep the specific Google calendars as that, and then I just adjust their colors, which I can do either on my computer, just on like Google Calendar, or on the Google Calendar app on the iPad, then it works. If I open up my Apple Calendar on the iPad, you can't see the color coding, but I just downloaded the app, the Google Calendar app on my iPad, and it's been working great. In Google Calendar also, you can sync into Notion and then bring it onto your Notion template. It signs me out all of the time. I don't know why, but all you have to do is relink it. And I love having just like a little Snapchat of my calendar on my Notion template. I am so obsessed with Notion right now, and I'm just like absolutely loving it. So if you want to see my template, like what I'm using, my Notion home screen, just let me know. I do plan to film a video. I've got like some private stuff in there related to the kids and also related to my business that I can't share, but I can just kind of like put in some fake data for those things and share it with you if you want to see a tour. So I'm really, really excited with how well Notion's working, and I love the sync between my computer and my phone. One of the things that I have on Notion, and I'll try and like pop a picture in, is that I have like a pending list, just like a running to-do list of things right at the top. And that is actually one of the first things that I see when I open the same template on my phone on Notion. And that's really the only part of this whole big template that I use on my phone. I just add things to that list, and then I can move them where they need to go later when I'm at the computer. All right, so I think I'm all set with that now. Now that my calendar's all fixed up, we can move on to my other calendar. But as you can see from actually all of this purple, and I was using so much purple, I ended up having to use the dark purple as well. The kids' schedules have just taken over my calendar and also just my life. Honestly, like this week especially, because usually my husband is available to help with some of the driving, but this week my husband's been really sick and our schedule's been kind of crazy. And anyway, I'm just so over driving. I hate driving so much, and the kids just have so many activities, and I feel like all I do is drive them around, which I'm happy that they're happy with their activities. But anyway, it's too much. I can't see the other things that I have on here because all I can see is just like the never-ending list of children's activities that we've got going on, and most of this stuff is stuff that happens like the same time every week. So what I'm actually going to do, well, first of all, I'm clearing off January because January is about to be over, and I'm just going to take it off. It's the 30th. I don't mind taking this one down like a day or two early. If it were last week, I would leave this up for a little while, but I don't think I need to leave this up anymore. Anyway, so I'm just going to pull all of these up, and then I'm just going to completely pull down the one right here, the January one, because I don't need that anymore. I will wash it off, and then I'll just store it again for next year. These are reusable, and you write on them with chalk markers. I have a couple different kinds of chalk markers that I've been using on these. And then I usually will save all of these little sticky notes to reuse again, unless it's like something like super, super, super unique. But most of the kids' activity ones, obviously I would save because those would just go right back up. My idea for this is to put the schedule of the children's activities on in just like regular, either in white text, or I have some color chalk markers so I could even do it in the color. That way when I stick the sticky notes on top of them, the schedule will still be written on there, but it's not going to distract from like the things that I'm actually trying to move around, or from like the projects that I use to kind of map out on here. It'll just be a little bit easier to see everything. So with that in mind, I'm again just going to take January completely down, and that one I will wash off. But for February, which usually I would just slide February over and then add to it like so, and then put up the March one, but I'm actually going to take off all of the kids stuff here, and I'm going to pull the whole thing down and write on it, and that way I can, do our whole schedule thing. And I've got my monthly calendar open in my planner. I've also got my iPad if I need it. And then I'm just going to wash this off. I just grabbed a little water from the glass that I was drinking from, and I've got a cloth here. This wipes really clean. And I also, if you need to use like an alcohol cleaning spray, you can, but it honestly wipes pretty clean with water. So step one, just cleaning off January. This towel actually really needs to be washed. So next time I wash a load of towels, I'm definitely going to throw this little one in there. I may even take this downstairs with me. Okay, so I'm going to grab maybe this light purple color. I really like the way the light color markers look. Again, I mostly know the kids' schedule, right? It doesn't change. I just kind of want it on as the background. All right, so. And look, as I'm going through, I just caught another conflict. So we're going to be away here. So I actually need to cancel this piano appointment and make sure I do that. Usually I would just jot that on my phone immediately, but since I'm using my phone to film, I'm just going to grab a sticky note and write that down so I don't forget. So that is the whole background of the calendar. And now I'm going to do the same thing for March. So I actually set these up through April. I already dated them, so I don't have to do that, which is convenient. What I do need to check is when some of these activities might start to end in March. Actually,
just the clubs. I don't think anything else is coming up, and the art class. So let me just check that on my iPad. Yeah, so clubs actually end, this is the last day of clubs, and art actually ends at the end of February. So no art here. We'll probably sign the kids up for something else, but haven't yet, so I'm not going to put that in yet. And as you can see from the calendar here, where we have one kid's birthday, last kid's birthday, this is like our birthday season, which is going to be one of the main things on my goals. I just smudged that while I was showing you. But I'm just like, oh, I'm not feeling it. I'm like, don't want to plan birthday parties. And it looks like I have forgotten, just looking at my calendar, that the kids actually don't have school this day. That is the background there. Usually I put the sticky notes on while I'm standing up at like looking at the calendar, because I don't know, that's just usually how I film the reels, but I actually think it might be easier sitting at my desk while looking at everything. So I have these sticky notes from Moxie Life. They are color coded to match the planner and the life area. And I have the dark and the light versions of the sticky notes, but I much prefer the light ones. I just think they're easier to write on. Okay. So what I need is the kids color, which is here. And I've used so many of these to make all of those little activity ones. And what I want to do is go through my calendar and see anything that needs to actually be added on now that I don't need the kids' schedule on there. That is, I think, it for February right now. I really like how less busy this is, especially if I'm going to try and use it more for like the work stuff and planning, and I don't know if I want to put like YouTube stuff on there too, but we can see. All right. So then for March, I shouldn't have too much here scheduled. Super financial tip: if you are on a free trial for something that you don't plan on keeping, put on like all of your calendars when that needs to be canceled by. Yeah, so we have a free trial of Apple TV right now, and that is, yeah, that's pretty much it. So the only other thing that I have for March so far is conferences. I don't have the specific date, but I have like the block of time where it'll be. So I will just kind of like stick that on there, and then when I have the specific date, I'll move that around. But that's actually all I have for March. So I'm going to go put this back up on my board. So I'm really, I don't know, I think I'm happy with this. You can let me know what you think, if you liked it the way it looked better when it was so busy. I kind of liked the way that looked better, but I feel like this will be a lot more practical. And especially, again, I'm going to add to this, hopefully that's the plan anyways. I'm going to add to this. So I'll keep the, like all the kids' activities ones for a little while, just in case I decide I want to go back to the other way of doing it. But if at the end of this month, like if I am happy with this and I decide not to go back, then I'll go ahead and, throw those out so that they're not just like crowding. Gotta have the Simply Gilded bow. Definitely got a little bit messier with the chalk. And I keep these over here so I can add to them. Brought back the chalk markers. I do want to just clean up this one a little. And I've got another chalk marker right here. So if I need to add anything in. Oh, speaking of which, that is actually one that really needs to be scheduled. This one is this project that I am working on now. And it's like officially, well, it's kind of barely kicked off. But so I'm going to just put that right up there, And then I've got like some spinning ones. I'm going to like reorganize these and kind of move them out of the way. All right, so I got the calendar all finished. I will show you in just a second. I'm just pushing my chair back across the room. My husband's backpack is up here because he was working from home while he was not feeling so great. I'm going to take this towel downstairs with me. I'm so hungry right now. Those are the finished calendars. Like I said, I caught a couple of extra things that needed to go on there as I was going through. That always happens. That's why we do it. So yeah, that is what my desk is looking like, mostly cleaned up. And I think I'm gonna work on my goals this afternoon. I do have one meeting for work, but I would like to work on my goals. But the last thing that I need to do before that, I've actually already done my January reflections. I did them on the iPad. Oh, my new favorite thing, reflecting and journaling on the iPad rather than writing. Although if I'm gonna do like art, like more artistic journaling, that I still want to do on a paper planner. But just for, you know, like writing down how I'm feeling or how things are going, I'd rather just type that. But I do want to like run through all of my January goals and just think about the things that I finished versus didn't finish and want to carry forward. But while we can chat through a little bit of that, maybe I'll even bring my planner down with me so I can see it. While we kind of chat through that, like I said, I'm starving, so let's go have some lunch. I am just making lunch. I had to wait for that footage to upload and just started chopping while I was doing that, but we have like a bunch of leftovers. We actually have this really good soup, and I thought I was gonna eat that, but I really don't feel like eating hot food right now. I really want something cold. So I'm gonna make a salad. I've got just like some random veggies, mostly tomatoes. I am not like, I'll eat like a salad with lettuce, but I'm not a huge lettuce person. I don't know. Anyway, I have just like some tomatoes and cucumbers, and I actually think I want a few more tomatoes than that looking at it in the bowl. Tomato salads have just been my thing lately. And it's really funny because I don't like tomatoes on sandwiches at all, but like in a salad or something, or just plain even, I really like tomatoes, just not in sandwiches. Also cheese, like I don't like cheese in cold sandwiches, which I feel like is really weird, but I really like cheese. So I'm gonna make, this is what I've been making lately, just like some honey, some balsamic vinaigrette, Dijon mustard, and then this is extra virgin olive oil that has roasted garlic that I roasted, I don't know, either on Sunday or 2 weeks ago at this point. And I'll just put some of the garlic right in there, and then also just some of the oil. And then shake, shake, shake. Except I forgot salt. It's never completely right the first time anyway, so we're gonna have to add to it. That's pretty good. A little sweet though. I was a little heavy-handed with the honey. Ugh, stupid mustard. All right, that's perfect now. I also have some like Brussels sprouts and quinoa from last night. I actually really just don't feel like eating Brussels sprouts though, but I might just kind of push them to the side a little bit and try and get some of that quinoa in the bowl. Well, a couple of Brussels sprouts went in anyways, but whatever, not that much. All right, just a little there. We had chicken and quinoa and Brussels sprouts for dinner last night, so that was leftovers from that. Keep it clean as we go because the cleaning people were just here. And then my absolute favorite thing, just like can't stop eating these. So pretty much the whole point of having a salad is just so that I can eat these fried onions. So that's my lunch. I'm going to sit down and eat, and then after I am gonna relax for a minute and we can go through my goals and make some notes about what I wanna work on for February. All right, so I am ready to go through my planner, and actually I just took our sheets out of the dryer because I washed them this morning. So I'm gonna fold that while we do that. I got my iPad over there, but I just was about to sit down and realized, oh, this is the first time you've seen the new living room furniture. So if you watched my last vlog and are like, those are not the same couches you had, yes, our new furniture just got delivered. We still have like all of these blank walls. That's what's coming up next. But for right now, we have our new couches here, our new ottoman. I'm very excited. And then let me show you what's going on in our little secret room back here. So we got some chairs and a poof for that, which needs to be slid back. And then we got these bookshelves. They're all installed. We had that table up in the corner, but that's just pushed out of the way right now. So I do need to move that. And then that is our walking pad, which we have to figure out what to do with now because that was in here. But this is gonna be like a little library room. So I'm really, really excited for that as well. But going back into the living room here, we can fold some laundry and take a look at my planner. Great. So I did, like I said, bring my planner down, which this is actually, I think, the first time this year that the planner has been out of the room. So I decided that I kind of didn't want to check anything off in the actual monthly spread. Just really love the way that it looks, and I kind of like don't want to ruin the aesthetic of it, which is totally fine. But I do need to acknowledge which goals I have completed, which ones like just didn't happen, and then which ones, need to be carried forward a little. I had a lot of stuff that I started but wasn't able to finish. So fortunately, I also have my Moxie Life digital planner on my iPad, and I've just already been taking some notes for what's going on in February, mostly the kids' birthday parties. But let me grab a coaster. I was gonna stick this on the ottoman, but I don't know. This furniture is still brand new, and I feel like anytime the kids stand on it, I'm like, sit down, don't stand, which is obviously not going to last, but we need to put slider pads under it. Couches have been like sliding around a little bit because they're not on the carpets anymore. I didn't realize this, but I think our old couch was like so much deeper than these, even though these are like fairly deep. All of this stuff is from Bassett's, from like their custom line. We picked like everything. I'm so happy with it. Still have to decorate the room, and we're still like deciding the final position of everything. And then, as you may have noticed, we don't currently have any end tables or anything like that. So we still have some more furniture shopping to do, more like Wayfair furniture shopping, not anything too fancy. We got like the bigger pieces out of the way. Anyway, in the digital planner, I can just make a note of anything that in each of the categories as I'm going through of anything that I didn't do. I can do it. I forgot to bring down my iPad keyboard, but I'm not going upstairs to get it. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna be typing, we're gonna be talking. I just wanna note anything that is like still pending or that didn't work or didn't do anything. If something is done, I'm just gonna leave it alone in my notes for right now. And I already did like my wins and my reflections. I will pop up a picture of my reflections, my January reflections on the screen. I did it in the digital planner already. I worked on that, I think, yesterday or the day before in the morning. One of the things that I had said, which actually we can just dive in, and I'm going to start with spiritual and personal growth because I can't go in order and I'm about to talk about it. So one of my goals was around for this year, and for spiritual and personal growth, my goal in January was to incorporate journaling into my evening routine. And I have not done a good job of that, but I've done a good job with journaling. It's just at the end of last year, was journaling a lot in bed right before I went to sleep and was like, this is amazing. I love this. I want to do this more. I'm going to put it in my goals. And then I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, I'm just like, I don't feel like journaling at night. I'm so tired. I want to just go to sleep. I want to read. I don't want to journal. And like every time I've tried to force myself, with like a couple of exceptions, I've just absolutely hated it. But I have really been enjoying journaling in the mornings lately. So I don't know if that's just like a time of year, season of life. We were like really not busy in December. Like the kids' activities were mostly not going. We were on break for a while. So I probably just like had a lot more energy in the evening, and that was like a good way to unwind. Whereas right now, especially these past couple of weeks where I have been so busy, I was sick, and then covering, I feel like, double parenting duty while my husband has been sick. I just like at the end of the day, I can barely function. A couple of nights this week, I have not even had energy to read like a fiction book. Like that is how tired I've been. So I need to just kind of strategize that differently in my goals for this year. And I think what I'm going to do for February is add in more flexibility there. Like, even though I wasn't successful at that goal, I actually feel like journaling overall has been a really big success. I captured the spirit, but not the specific action. And sometimes that happens. And that's why I love Moxie Life, because you can really pivot in your goals. I'm not going to talk for so long about every other single goal. Otherwise, we'll be here like until next Tuesday. But my other goals in this category were to go to bed by 10 p.m. I have done so awesome at this. A couple of these shirts are still wet. I have hit that almost every day of the month. I only had like a couple of days where I stayed up, and even the days that I did stay up too late, it was by like 15 minutes instead of by like an hour or 2 hours like it was at the end of last year. So I'm very happy with that. I highly recommend, if you're someone who struggles with like putting your phone down or putting your iPad down at bedtime or other times of the day, I highly recommend this Opal app, OPAL. I've been using this to lock out my iPad at night and also to lock myself out of the reading apps during the day. And it's been amazing for my productivity and also for my sleep. Document and use the AM PM routine. So there's going to be a lot around documenting routines in my planner, and I started with this and it's ongoing, but I did not get to finish this month. So this is something that I'll be carrying over into February. The AM routine specifically is done. The PM routine has not been done yet, but yeah, so it's something that I started on but didn't finish with. I just realized that I'm reading my health and wellness goals, not my spiritual and personal growth goals. Those were both in my health and wellness goals. So sorry about that. I'm just going to finish up with that category anyways. The other one was to use the walking pad or walk 2 times a week, and to book and attend ClassPass classes. So like exercise classes. I have been paying for ClassPass for a long time, and then I had a really long stretch where I was not going to any classes and just like wasting money on that, which I do not like to waste money. But I am back going to ClassPasses. I've been going mostly once a week to classes. I did miss a little bit because I was sick, but I'm doing much better. I'm using my credits and definitely enjoying that as well. So that's been going pretty well. The walking pad, likewise, I've done a pretty good job with that. I even upped it to 3 right before I got sick and hit that. Now I haven't walked since I've been sick though. So as long as I get back to it, I actually think I might walk today. Today is kind of like the first day I'm feeling, well enough to really like exercise. Not that walking is super strenuous and I could just walk slower, but yeah, my energy and my body is very much still recovering from being sick. So in general, I think I did really well with that as well. My other spiritual and personal growth ones that were, besides the journaling, were just to embrace the January feeling. I always have so much energy at the beginning of the year. Okay, so my husband surprised me by coming to the room unexpectedly and I like jumped up. But anyway, I finished folding the sheets anyways. I was just saying, embrace that January feeling. I definitely did a good job with that. I still have a lot of January energy and I want to keep that going. Which, speaking of January energy, we are in my bathroom. It's super clean in here right now. And like I said, I want to reset things in here. I want to empty out all of the cabinets, the medicine cabinets and everything, clean inside the medicine cabinets, and then also just like go through my stuff and, put it into piles for like essentials, get rid of. So that's what I'm actually going to start on instead of folding the sheets while we keep chatting. The only other thing in my spiritual and personal growth category was to like use schedules, time blocking, timers, etc. to stay productive. I feel like I've had a really productive month. I have used some timers and stuff, but for the most part, this hasn't been as big of a problem because if we jump over to my work and learning category, where a lot of my goals were around starting this major project for work and then making sure that I was still like able to keep up with other things while I was doing that. But my project for work ended up getting delayed. Which happens sometimes. The client was just really slow signing the contract, and so I didn't end up starting on it. I actually just had the kickoff call for it yesterday. The whole project got like delayed, the deliverables delayed, everything. So basically all of that stuff that I was anticipating didn't quite happen, and I got like a really soft start to January from a work perspective. I was just able to write like a couple of articles and work that in, which was a very nice kind of way to start the year because it means that I still did do work. I need like more space to stack stuff. I still did do like a lot of work, but I didn't have like the pressures of as many deadlines. So hopefully that helps build base. Now going into February for real this time, like the project has officially started. I've got a deliverable date. So something to be aware of. I've got like so many little samples and stuff. Like, do all of these really need to be in my medicine cabinet, or can I stick a bunch of them in the trash or somewhere else? So that's what we're doing. And you can see like in here, even though like this mirror was just wiped down and is clean today, the inside of this is just absolutely disgusting. So then, yeah, that was everything else on the work goals were either related to starting that project, which again got delayed, or were related to setting up my tracking systems for the year and all of the new trackers that I wanted to create, and like specifically this whole work project tracker. And I did it. I have a completed first draft. It may like evolve, as I move through the year. Maybe I'll move my planner so that it doesn't get wet. things on the bathtub to keep it dry, a novel concept. But anyway, so those, I'm really happy with that, how that was done. I didn't think I was going to be able to finish that this month, but I do feel like I really used my time well, given that my work project got delayed. I was able to get further on some projects in the house and related to like setting up for the year than I otherwise would have been able to do. So I feel like I really used that time I got back really well. So I'm very happy about that. And that was one of my big wins that I put in my January reflections. In the fun and recreation category, so much stuff in here. Anyway, in the fun and recreation category, we had blocking trip dates for the whole year. I did that. Booking our February trip. I did that. We're going on it soon. And then spring break thoughts. That I did not do. I have no idea what we're doing. We want to take a big trip over spring break. That one is getting added to the February goals. So punting that forward. And then the other stuff was finding more indoor activities, having plans, and weekend fun. I did a good job with this. We had a lot of weekend plans. We've had a lot of fun. I just still feel like there's never enough cold weather activities for the kids to do. Doesn't matter how many new things you try or think of, there's never enough. So yeah, even though we did it, I feel like we still need more. That cabinet is empty. Bring you in close to clean, but then it's so awkward because you can like see my reflection. In the family and relationship category, my first goal was to document the after-school routine. Again, I started the routine documentation, but I didn't finish it. That's carrying forward into February, and we'll see how that goes. That's going to be fairly like medium priority for February. I'll call it that. I really loved doing the morning one, but we'll see how things go in the face of the work project and some other stuff that I want to do in the house that I think is like slightly higher priority, but it's definitely going to be on my goals. And then confirm and finalize the after school schedule. That is done, and we're all set through like kind of like mid-late March, so I don't think I'll really have to work on that in February. I'm wondering right now if I've ever cleaned inside this cabinet. I must have at some point. We've lived in this house for what, like 3 years? Yeah, anyway, this is definitely something that needs to be done more frequently than whatever I've done it last. Then my next goal in that category is we just had like a bunch of appointments and stuff going on related to one of my kids, and just to like stay on top of all of that, on the scheduling, the follow-ups, all of that, just to make sure, that we're just on top of everything that needs to happen. And I've done a really good job with that, and that is still ongoing, but I don't necessarily feel like that needs to be on my goals for next month. But yeah, I've definitely been really on top of things with that. And then the last one in that category was a focus for the month, like a mantra or a focus, and that was effective communication and patience. And I feel like, I don't know, I did a medium job with that. I think I did a pretty good job with the effective communication parts. Patience is always a struggle for me. I'm not the most patient person. I'm trying to get better at it. And for next month, I think I might actually do like more of a mantra, and I'll probably use ChatGPT to help me come up with some like good patience parenting mantras that I can kind of recite to myself. And we've been working on that with the kids as well, like trying to coach them through it in the moment and all of that as well. So that's a good one there. I can't tell, are these mirrors or are these glass? I can't even tell. The back is obviously a mirror. I think these might be glass. I might use this cleaner on them. I could stand to be like 3 or 4 inches taller, and this would be so much easier. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Anyway, this looks like a million times better. I can't even believe how much of a difference that makes. So I'm very happy right now. All right, now oh my gosh, I should have taken a picture of how it looked before so that I could remember where I had things. I guess I was filming, so I could probably tell. Okay, I'm just gonna grab this one for now. It's not gonna stay in here, but I just have this empty EC one. Anything that I decide like does not need to go back in the cabinet, I'm gonna put in here for right now. Like anything that's not something I use like at least semi-regularly does not need to be in the cabinet. And also there's some stuff that I'm just gonna straight up throw in the trash like that. Here first, that was what was right here. I think makeup was on the bottom. Yes, maybe, okay. So we have my most used skincare items, this. And then I put a bunch of it over here. So I had sunscreens up here. Does that really make sense? Or should I just put the sunscreens with the rest of the skincare? I feel like that makes more sense. All right, so these are ones that I use less frequently. One of these is like a really, really harsh exfoliator, and I just want to make sure I don't mix that up with one of the serums because that would not be fun. Those ones are used more frequently than that. I found the cleanser, so we're good. Okay. I was just like, I don't want to mix this up. All right, so these are like, these are samples that I don't use during, well, unless I'm traveling. So wouldn't it be better to put those somewhere else? These are the cleaners. This is the thing I was talking about. Then we've got this like curl cream, little mini hairspray that can stay. Super old lip scrub that can go in the trash. Leave-in curl conditioner. I don't even like remember the last time. I should just give that to my daughter downstairs actually, because yeah, that seems like something she would like. Medicine tape, I don't know. Scalp oil, travel size stuff. I do like this. I have a lot of mini hair stuff. A nearly empty dry shampoo. Put all the hair stuff over here, almost. I have 2 Moroccan oils, but I don't feel like confident enough to like marry them together in the bottle, so it's just gonna have to stay like that. I don't want to pour that out right now. This is my absolute favorite. My other absolute favorite. And more of the sea salt spray. I have a new travel thing that I got from the dermatologist. Okay, so that's good. I got a couple of things out of there. And then this, like, I have 2 deodorants in there. I definitely don't need 2 in there, especially because I'm pretty sure I have like a Costco size package of them in my like extras closet. So that definitely does not need to be there. Then got all of my lipsticks here on the bottom. Can put a little on even. That I'm happy. I've like recently done my makeup storage, so I'm happy with that. I really need to clean my brushes. That's not going to happen right this second though. So I'm just going to keep that stacked like that. And then we've got this. That one's clean. This one is not. All right, I'm gonna wash this. I think I recently bought like a brush washer on TikTok. I can't remember if I actually bought it or if I just watched a bunch of videos for it. So I should probably check that before I order one. If you've got like a good brush washing routine for your makeup stuff and your sponges and everything, you know, let me know. That's definitely something I need to do. So that is that. And then I can move my eye drops inside the cabinet here together. And then I've just got like some random assorted nail stuff and a variety of things here, including 2 basal body thermometers, which we're not having any more kids. But anyway, they are just like thermometers too. But that's definitely are from when we were trying to have kids. Our littlest is now 4 and we're done. It's really, really gross in this one. I've also got a bunch of just nail stuff in here. And then I have more nail stuff in the other room. So that is that. And then I feel like I just cleared up so much space in there. I don't even feel like I took that much out and still I somehow managed to clear up so much space, which is great because I actually have all of these little glass jars out and like some of them I don't mind to be out, but they don't all need to be out, especially ones that are empty. These ones actually have earrings in them. I've just been using them to store some earrings that I wear pretty frequently, so that can go up there. I'm gonna do these drawers next, but I will just refill these bins over here while we're here. I also just looked over and noticed that there's like a pile of other stuff that I just completely forgot about. So let's make sure I don't need anything else in there. All right, that is the final look of the medicine cabinet. And one of the things that I found that was taking up so much space is all of these old contact lenses. But if you don't know, I had LASIK this summer, so I actually don't wear contacts anymore. I feel really weird throwing these out. Like, is this supposed to be like something, can you donate contacts? Like, that also seems weird. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave them in this case right now and look into like if that is a thing. I always feel so weird throwing out like, I don't know, medicines and stuff like that. Just, yeah, but I have a feeling that it's not something you can donate. But anyway, I will at least look into that. Now, I do need to do the other medicine cabinet too, but the other medicine cabinet has like medicines in it and like prescriptions and different things like that. So I'm going to not do that one on camera, but you'll just have to take my word for it that it gets done. I have to figure out, we have 4 candles in here and I feel like that is too much, that is too many candles for this small of a space. Okay, so I just found another candle, meaning we have 5 candles in here. I think these 2 are going to leave. The one I use most frequently in the bath is the lavender and eucalyptus one. And I still have my thing of things to move, but what we can do is start emptying out these drawers. I'm a little bit overwhelmed by this process. I know that there is stuff in here. I can open this one and I can see like the ice, like those like crack open pad packs that they give you after you have a baby at the hospital. My youngest kid is 4. So a lot of first aid stuff in here. This definitely belongs on the other side. Got more first aid stuff. A lot of this stuff is from when I had my burns, but it's just like gauze and stuff, not things that go bad. This is the collection of extra toothbrushes and toothpastes. Except, at what point do you decide that you have enough mini toothpastes that are not like a kind of toothpaste that you even like? And like some of this stuff, this just needs to be donated. Like if I want to keep 1 or 2 for travel, that's one thing. But again, it's not even a toothpaste that I like. I also don't know if this needs to be in here. Like this seems like kind of prime real estate. I don't know. It is pretty clean in this drawer though. I will just give it a light wipe while we're here, but actually this drawer looks pretty clean. These drawers are not the biggest. We don't have like a lot of storage in here, but we've got like closets and stuff, so it's not that big of a deal. And I just loved, I like fell in love with this vanity when I saw it. We designed this bathroom. I designed this bathroom when we moved into this house. We built the whole master up here. So I've got like a bunch of random other sample stuff that's just like the same things that I pulled in. Got some pads, some extra shampoo, although like there's extra shampoo in our closet too. Dental floss. My husband always makes fun of me. I always say dental floss. I never just say floss. And he's always just like, what other kind of floss is there? I don't know why that is. I always find that really funny. Okay. Again, more of the toothbrushes to go through. These are bags that we use for like travel. I do like having that with like our travel stuff, but again, all of this stuff. All right. This is an open saline solution, so that one's going in the trash. Open one that had almost nothing left in it, and I don't use it anymore. So there's like screws and trash in there. Super. That's like unhinged. All right, this is a toothpaste that we like. My husband has none of these drawers. They're all mine. That I'm gonna put back in. This has like pads and tampons and stuff like that. And it's pretty empty right now, but that's usually where I'll like stick them. And so they're not in a box. And then all this first aid stuff. I feel like I want to put that in something. Extra floss. That can go over here with whatever extra toothpaste and stuff that I end up bringing in. That can go in here. It's like literally the only thing of my husband's. And then, yeah, we have, like I said, more first aid stuff, third aid. More first aid, which maybe I'll put that stuff up here. All right, and then this. All right, so that was the easy side. I'm gonna take a break, but before I do, let me just show you what's going on my side of the sinks here. Why we need to do this. I can't even open this one, it's stuffed so full. This is, by the way, the hair curler, like the heatless curls that you sleep in them, and I slept in these last night. I'm so obsessed with how my hair looks like. It's the first time I've ever used them, but yeah, definitely love them. All right, I'm gonna take a little break and then we will tackle this. All right, I took a short break and then I actually did the other medicine cabinet. I have a meeting in like 45 minutes, but I kind of just want to power through because I can't get this drawer closed. So yeah, it's because this brush got shoved in there. Anyway, I bet I have so many hairbrushes in there. So we're just gonna pull things out. Okay. I figured it out. Part of the problem, I think, is because my hair dryer is in this like giant case, and that takes up so much room. But also, you know, I got a lot of stuff. Okay, that's fine. I use a lot of stuff. I've got 3 different hair straighteners in here. You know, all of these round brushes that I literally never use. I'm gonna take the round brushes out because again, I don't use them. The straighteners I do use. I got a lot of hair, so. I've always said, like, it took me a really long time and I'm still like getting on the expensive skincare bandwagon. It's just like been an area where historically I don't want to spend a ton of money. As I'm getting older, you know, trying to get nicer products for my skin. Makeup, it's all elf. I'm not, I'm not spending a ton on makeup. But hair stuff, forget it. I have just so much hair and I've always, if it helps, I do it. I usually get keratin done once a year in the summer. I don't mind blowing it dry in the winter. In the summer, I really don't like having to stand under the dryer. I also, you know, only blow my hair dry like once or twice a week. And the Dyson hair dryer is just, it's, in my opinion, it's so worth the money. I am gonna just stick the dryer right back where it was. That is prime real estate and that's just where it goes. But like I said, I'm gonna get rid of those round brushes. They don't need to be in here. I was like, I'm gonna do this after the cleaning people come because it's gonna be so clean in here. It's gonna be so motivating. And it is, but at the same time, I now feel like I'm getting hair everywhere and I kind of wish I had done this before they cleaned. So we may have to touch up the vacuuming here. That can be for our various headbands. We do have all of the clips and everything. I have a boatload of hair ties. I don't think all of these need to be in here. I can move some of these into my closet. Never use more than one at a time. So 3 straighteners. I'm gonna put the one that I use the most frequently on the top, which is the Timo brush one. I also have the Timo comb. And then I have this KIP, this Kaposi one, which I feel like that one was a Consumer Reports Best Buy. I can't remember. I don't know. I found that one, or just on something like that, like a list of like affordable, good hair straighteners. That drawer closes. Fantastic. Insane amount of chaos. Makeup. Face cleaning towels. Somewhere I have extra toothbrush heads. There's a lighter up here apparently, which I didn't know. And another contact lens, some more contact lenses. I don't even know what this is, a bunch of chargers. I definitely don't have whatever razor this goes with. More hair clips, face mask. Right. And more makeup and then some backups of like frequently used makeups that are not open yet. Okay, that is everything out of that drawer. This was not as bad as I thought it was. I am a little scared to do the middle, although the middle doesn't have that much. It's mostly just, again, more makeup. I might pull the makeup out of that before I start sorting all of the makeup. And I want to grab that other Erin Condren one that looks like this, but yellow, because I actually would like to do one on each side, I think, maybe, I'm not sure. All right, let's just empty this, and then I'm gonna get organized. So I don't even know what's in this. Lush stuff, bubble bath. Okay, like this is lotion that I bought accidentally because I thought it was kids shampoo and now for some reason it's just up here in here. Like why? Why is it unhinged? Oh, and I found the other brush. It fell on the floor. All right. All right, I got everything all sorted and then I had to run to a quick call, but I did also grab my giant bin of bags and like containers and I don't know, various things. So I'm gonna wrap some of this up, decide what's going in the bathroom and what's going in my closet. All right, so we've got the drawers all cleaned up and cleared out. This is what this one looks like. This one. This one. And finally, my medicine cabinet all cleaned up and cleared out. I'm so happy with that. I have to leave in probably about 5 minutes to pick the kids up from school. So I am gonna just handle that now. And then I will be back either tonight, depending on how I'm feeling, otherwise tomorrow, and we can start working on my goals. Good morning. It is now Friday, January 31st. It is the last day of the month. I've got a Wawa coffee. It's currently $1 coffee days at Wawa, so like any size is $1. But I am ready to wrap up my routine today, or at least all of the things I can do before the month ends. And I actually realized that a couple of the things that I usually do after, I could probably at least get set up so that I can share them in this video, including my meal planning calendar, which I usually just pull down after, like on the first of the month and then redo it. But I have a ton of extras of these MC Squares calendars. You can get these on Amazon. I actually used to film UGC for this brand. I don't do UGC anymore, but I have a ton of these calendars from when I used to film from them. So I can just set up a new calendar for February and then swap it out once it's ready. So this goes on our fridge. I'll show you where it is when I go downstairs. And I use this to meal plan or to track our dinners for the month, depending on the vibes. This month it's been very meal planning, which is good. That was one of my goals, get back to meal planning. I usually plan on Sundays, so after we get the groceries, I'll plan from Monday to Wednesday. And then on Thursdays, my husband and I usually have takeout for dinner. And then Fridays, we'll either have leftovers, depending on like what we've eaten during the week, or I'll make something new if we need something new. And then the weekends we keep kind of flexible. But so basically, it's not that hard to make our life easier. I only have to plan 4 days of dinner, right? I'll plan Sunday through Wednesday, and that just makes everything run so much more smoothly. So I'm really happy with how that's going. So I'm going to get this set up, and then I'm going to work on my February goals. My February goals is going to be in a separate video, and actually by the time this comes out, my February goals video will already be up. So I will link that in the description below. But that is like the last of the pre-planning things that I need to do. And then the only other thing that I do as part of my monthly reset is my financial update and my financial tracking. And then I just have this bin of dry erase markers. I'm going to look for the pink. Most of these are also from MC Squares, that are these tacky markers. Or these are my favorite wet erase markers. And then I've got some other random ones as well in here. It's February. I'm looking for some pinks. I was actually trying to see if I had a like, thick pink. Oh, it's downstairs. I don't know if I have two thick pinks. That's okay. I keep some of them downstairs too on the fridge for when we want to write things on the fridge. So I'm just going to write February down here. I'll do some hearts and stuff, and then I'll number the calendar. That is the meal planning calendar. One of my favorite things about both this calendar and the Kaleidoscope Living one is that even if you are starting with a 1 on the top, the last end of the top row, they both have enough squares that you'll never have to do like the half split on the days. And on the Kaleidoscope Living one, it doesn't matter Sunday or Monday start. You'll never have to do the half split on the days. So that is a really nice feature in a reusable calendar. All right, so I'm going to save this to take downstairs tomorrow, and I'm just going to pull this over. I've got some notes on my iPad, but I'm going to be working on my goals. So I just finished up with my February goals, so I'm going to upload this footage, take a couple pictures, and then figure out what to do next with my day. All right, I hope you enjoyed getting to spend this time with me working through my monthly reset process. I feel all ready for February and just in time because it's about here. Let me know some things that you always do to get ready for the new month down in the comments below. Let me know if you want to see more resets or more vlogs here on the channel. Let me know if there's any particular routines or systems that you've heard me mention that you'd really like to see in a video. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have an awesome and productive February. Bye.